What is happening, guys? TTFK101 here, and welcome to a rather special last review of the season. It is Lewis Hamilton, who is the world champion. Big congratulations to him, the double world champion. Obviously, the first time he won it was back in 2008 after quite a toxic turbo season that was. Managed to win it back in the last corner, the last lap. But this race was a whole lot easier. He was dominant. I wouldn't say completely dominant, but obviously he had a huge help from Rosberg. I wouldn't say help, but rather unfortunate circumstances from Rosberg, who had a cooling problem on his air system, his energy recovery system. Basically works as a hybrid. It converts the energy from the giving off the brakes and the turbo, converts that into electricity, and when the driver presses down on the throttle pedal, that energy is sent through to an electric motor on the rear wheels and the turbo, which gives you more power, and that's 160 horsepower. That's twice as much as what we had last season, because obviously this year we've now got the turbo, and so he's lost 160 brake horsepower, and he was nowhere. I mean, like when he lost it in that first lap, Massa gained 3 seconds on him. And he just tumbled down the grid, and everyone knew from that point that he lost the championship at that point. I mean, people will say, okay, but what about the heat? I mean, Abu Dhabi is obviously would be the hottest race of the season. Not really. I mean, that's why they chose it to be the last race of the season in November, because I wouldn't say obviously it would be the winter, but it would be cooler than it would be. I think it was around about 30 degrees, around about that. So it wasn't the heat, but if you think about it, it was the third power unit of the season. I mean, Mercedes perfectly managed to use because this power unit that they used for both Hamilton and Rosberg was within the allocated 5, but it did 3 races. I mean, the power unit should last up to five races, because obviously they have five power units, so they should last at least each power unit should last at least 5 races, and well, at least 4 to 5 races, which they managed to do. But this one only done 2, so this was going to be a third one, and it was just completely unfortunate for Rosberg. I mean, he had to perform amazingly. He had to have, well, obviously he had to win, but he had to have, well, he wanted some bad luck from Lewis, but in fact bad luck turned to him, and as a result of that, Lewis Hamilton becomes the first British world champion since, of course, Jenson Button in 2009, and the first British multiple champion since 1973, when my fellow Scotsman Sir Jackie Stewart won it, which that's more than 40 years ago, which pretty much shows how bad we were. I mean, obviously we did have some other world champions, James Hunt, off the top of my head, Damon Hill, Nigel Mansell, and of course Jenson Button, Lewis Hamilton. Don't know if I forgot anyone else, but on the top of my head those are the ones I can remember. And Lewis Hamilton as the top, adds to that list an exclusive club of now 4 drivers: Graham Hill, I'm trying to think on the top of my head, Jim Clark, Graham Hill, Sir Jackie Stewart, and now Lewis Hamilton, who's won the World Championship twice. And of course, Sir Jackie Stewart is the only British driver to have won the World Championship 3 times. So if Lewis Hamilton wins it again next year, then he will add to that list as being one of only 2 drivers to have won the championship 3 times. So Hamilton even said that this championship feels a lot more than what I did in 2008, because 2008 he felt, okay, I won a dual championship, yeah, but he wasn't really targeting, in fact, because when he went to Formula 1, of course he wanted to become a world champion. I mean, obviously every single F1 driver who's ever raced in F1 always wanted to become a world champion, and he's just completely fortunate that Mercedes has produced an absolutely amazing car. 16 races they won as a brand new record, surpassed I believe it was McLaren and Williams as the most amount of wins in one season. And yeah, that's even more than what Red Bull did last year. I mean, that's unbelievable how quick they are, how strong of a car they've got. And hopefully we can see this dominance next season as well, and hopefully we can actually see some other teams joining up with them as well, with Williams, Red Bull, that kind of stuff. Obviously, I am going a bit off topic here with the race. But yeah, Rosberg lost the RS, Hamilton's world champion, and won the race. Felipe Massa and Valtteri Bottas, second and third. It was an amazing year for Williams. An amazing year to end, and it's the best result for Williams since, well, in terms of a race, since Spain 2012 when Pastor Maldonado won it for them, the last victory for them. And in fact, as a result of this amazing performance and amazing result, this Williams has secured third in the constructors' title. It was the first time in their history, the first time since 2001. Williams finished in the top three. They finished third, unfortunately not beating Red Bull because Danny Ricciardo's amazing three wins that he had this season. And in fact, Danny Ricciardo is the only non-Mercedes driver to have won races. I mean, he won in Canada, Hungary, and I can't even remember off the top of my head. It's been so many races. So yeah, it's been an amazing result for him. He finished third in the championship in his rookie season with Red Bull. And what was the rookie season total in whole of F1, only in Red Bull. And Felipe Massa, Valtteri Bottas finishes in fact, this is Felipe Massa's first podium. His first podium since Japan, second place since Japan 2012, and his victory. His last victory was Brazil in 2008 when he lost his world championship in that crucial race. Red Bulls finished 4th and 8th, Ricciardo finished 4th and Vettel 8th. They had to start from the pit lane after it was deemed that their front wing was illegal, and they had the same problem once again. It's not the only time that they had this problem. Their front wing was flexing too much, obviously. Their front wing is flexing downwards, which reduces the downforce and gives them the straight line speed. And as a result of this, the FIA deemed it was illegal, and they disqualified them from qualifying. They had to start from the pit lane, which as a result broke parc fermé regulations. So parc fermé basically means you cannot do anything, literally anything to the car. Probably some really, really small setup changes, like literally tiny setup changes, but as a result they broke parc fermé regulations from selecting the pit lane, so they could literally do anything they could want. So I believe Sebastian Vettel changed the engine in his car, and I think Danny Ricciardo did some stuff as well. So as a result of this, they actually gained an advantage as a result of this. So this means that they can set up their car to work in the long run, so they can possibly, I don't know, Sebastian Vettel, remembering back when he finished third in 2012, Red Bull changed his gear ratio so he got higher gears, so he can be better in overtaking, so he has got better acceleration, and that worked a treat back in third place. But this year not so well. Obviously it's his first race, last race with Red Bull before he goes for 3 years to Ferrari, and he finished, he's not so well, but at least he finished ahead of Alonso. And in fact, this is the first time in Ferrari's history since 1967 that they haven't won a single race. One single race. They have not won a single race. The first time is 1967, and it's just unbelievable how rubbish they are now. I mean, obviously I'm not trying to be bad or anything, but it's just terrible how bad they've been. Hopefully to do some sort of comparison, some sort of review over the next couple of weeks in the off season, and obviously during December, January, and that kind of stuff. So that'll be fun. And Kimi Räikkönen finished 10th, and he should be racing with Ferrari for next season. We don't really know anything about that. And I think that's pretty much it. Jenson Button finished 5th in what could be his last race for the McLaren, and his last race in Formula 1. McLaren is set to announce possibly in 1 week's time from today, which is the 1st of December. They are expected to reveal where they will come in terms of their drivers for next season. Fernando Alonso has confirmed that, and Ferrari's confirmed that Fernando Alonso has left Ferrari, and he will be racing with, well, we don't really know what he's racing with, but there's really strong rumours that he will be racing with McLaren, but McLaren is yet to announce it. And Jensen Button's teammate finished 11th, only 3 seconds off Kimi Räikkönen, who finished 10th. So that's the end of the season. Well, that's the end of this review for the last race of the 2014 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and the last race of the Formula One World Championship. Overall, I've thoroughly enjoyed the season. I think is right up there as one of the best seasons. I mean, right up there with 2007, 2008. It was a complete battle between two teammates, obviously Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Lewis Hamilton has clearly won the championship. I believe it was in fact 67 points that he won the championship by. I mean, obviously it was a disappointing race in terms of battle, because he was under pressure by Felipe Massa, but around about 10 laps before the end of the race. But we all of us wanted the battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton for the championship, just like they battled all season long. But unfortunately, Nico Rosberg's reliability problem meant that he couldn't do this, and it was such a huge shame. And he even said that Lewis Hamilton deserves the World Championship. He probably never even meant that, but just to make Lewis Hamilton happy, he probably said that. But it's, yes, I'm obviously, me being a Lewis Hamilton fan, I'm absolutely happy. I was full of joy when Lewis Hamilton, that sounds big, you know, but yeah, as you can see from a picture of my face here with my Lewis Hamilton cap, I am very happy. And also very creepy, which is pretty much the reason why I don't have any girlfriends. So, so anyway, that's the end of this review, guys. It's been awesome doing reviews for you throughout the season. I'm planning to do some F1 2014 review videos in terms of the whole season over the next few months, and just doing some stuff in terms of the new cars, and also discussing the new engine new regulations in that as well. So it's been pretty much an honour. It's been fun to review for you guys this season, and hopefully we can do the same for next season. So thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. This has been GT Fabricating 101, and I shall see you later.